Hello, welcome to the first video post-rebrand. I've been very excited about Pokemon Champions and the possibility of having this glamorous all-star team of all my favourite playthrough Pokemon and the possibility of using them all on the same team against my friends. And so that's what we're doing in this video. I'll be going through my Hall of Fame team, or in one instance the team I beat the final boss with, to see who I would want on my final all-star roster. So, I chose Squirtle and built a team around him. This team was Blastoise, Pidgeot, Nidoking, Exeggutor, Arcanine and Magneton. If I replayed today, I would keep the team exactly the same. I love all of these Pokemon. In Pokemon Crystal, I used some similar Pokemon, and thinking about it, if I was like Ash, they would probably be the same Pokemon. The new members are Crobat, the Red Gyarados, Meganium, and Slowbro, whereas the returning members were Arcanine and Nidoking. In Hoenn, Crobat made a return. The rest of the team was Swampert, Aggron, Flygon, Banette, and Breloom. Sinnoh is the first region, aside from Kanto, to not have a returning Pokemon. This team was Torterra, Lumineon, Bronzong, Frostlass, Alakazam, and Honchkrow, with brief appearances from Giratina, but legendaries don't count towards my final team. Univa's a funny one. It's split into two categories, because my childhood quote-unquote team only had 3 members, and I will also be telling you my real team, the first one I used with 6 members. My childhood playthrough was Emboar, Maractus and Reshiram, while my true Unova team is Emboar, Leavanny, Seismitoad, Scrafty, Excadrill and Zebstrika. Kalos saw the return of an old heavy hitter with Blastoise, accompanied by Chesnaught, Florges, Pyroar, Vespiquen and Aegislash. Alola was the first game I actually beat with a team. It was the second game I played after Pokemon Black, before I returned to Unova anyway. And I used Decidueye, the Mystery Gift Shiny Tapu Koko, 10% Zygarde, Talonflame, Glalie, and Pelipper. Sword onwards are much easier to remember, seeing as I only beat them for the first time in the last year, when I got a Switch. In Galar, I took advantage of home giving you every starter, so my team was Rillaboom, the official starter, Inteleon, Cinderace, Abomasnow, Coalossal, and Toxtricity, low-key form. However, I didn't know about the starters until late game, so until I got to Sirchester, my team was the same, but with Drednaw and Boltund. In Hisui, I caught Typhlosion, Gallade, Luxray, the shiny Rapidash, Rhyperior, and Gliscor, along with every Hisui legendary who will not be counted towards the final team. In Paldea, I used Quaquaval and Skeledirge as my starters, since I discovered the home feature before I started and I don't like the Sprigatito line. They were supported by Go-Go, Kilowattrel, Mudsdale, and Houndstone. Most recently, in my return to Kalos in Legends ZA, I brought back 2 team members, Emboar and Chesnaught, to lead the most recent team. That team is Malamar, Barbaracle, Scolipede, and Crocodile. Our final selection includes 10 Kanto Pokemon, being Blastoise, Nidoking, Pidgeot, Magneton, Arcanine, Exeggutor, Slowbro, Alakazam, Shiny Gyarados, and Shiny Rapidash. We only used 3 Johto Pokemon, which were Meganium, Hisui and Typhlosion, and Crobat. 7 Pokemon were from Hoenn, which were Swampert, Banette, Flygon, Aggron, Breloom, Glalie, and Pelipper. Sinnoh had the most Pokemon, with 11, who were Torterra, Lumineon, Honchkrow, Bronzong, Frostlass, Vespiquen, Abomasnow, Gallade, Luxray, Rhyperior, and Gliscor. Unova gave us 9 Pokemon, being Emboar, Maractus, Leavanny, Seismitoad, Scrafty, Zebstrika, Excadrill, Scolipede, and Crocodile. Kalos gave us 8 Pokemon, being Chesnaught, Pyroar, Florges, Aegislash, Talonflame, Go-Go, Malamar, and Barbaracle. Despite being my favourite region, Alola only gave us 2 viable Pokemon, which were Decidueye and Mudsdale. Galar gave us 7 Pokemon, who were Rillaboom, Inteleon, Cinderace, Coalossal, Toxtricity, low-key form, Dreadnought, and Boltund. And there were only 4 Paldean Pokemon, being Quaquaval, Skeledirge, Houndstone, and Kilowattrel. I've sorted each region into the amount of Pokemon I used, and you'll see them on screen. I just thought it was a fun statistic. To make my official team for Pokemon Champions, I'll dip into each of these collections and pick a team with various typings and enough variation between generations. To celebrate the fact that he came to Kalos with me and Mega Evolved, I would use my Emboar as a major team member. From Kanto, Exeggutor is returning to represent Grass and Psychic types. Swampert was a big heavy hitter in Hoenn, and he covers the water and ground bases. With the first 3, I've covered Fire, Grass, Water, Psychic, Fighting, and Ground type. So, with my own personal rules, we're not going to use those types again. From Galar, I would use my Gigantamax Toxtricity as coverage for Poison and Electric types. Our first Sinnohan Pokemon makes an appearance as the 5th member of my team, which was Frostlass, a good Ice and Ghost type who pulled the whole weight of the team against Cynthia's Garchomp. Now I'm sorry to the rest of the regions, but we're going back to Hoenn to go for Aggron. Here's my final team on screen now. Let me know in the comments what your all-star team would be. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.